Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Let me turn on the light. Hold on. I don't know, I guess it's a little bit better. I wanted to come on here just to tell you guys a little story time. Again, I'm trying to make these videos as simple as possible just to keep it fun for myself. I know that obviously if I have a better camera and higher quality, I'll probably get more views and whatnot, but that's not really the point of this video. I just kind of want to have like a little diary thing or just like a platform just to talk about random things that go on in my head, in my life and stuff. So I feel like this is much more fun just to sit down and record on my computer. So yeah, without further ado, let me get into this video. I'm gonna start off by showing you guys this book right here. It's called Find Your Mantra. Inspire and empower your life with 75 positive affirmations. So I really wanted to buy this book just to read like little sayings every morning and start my day. And I love it because it has little pictures. Let me show you guys. Every saying that it has like little pictures like this. So every single day you get a different picture with a different saying. Mind over matter. Everything will be alright. Gratitude, and so on. And then on the side it kind of tells you like a little explanation of the word, I guess you could say. And I don't know, I just think it's a really cute book for everyday quick read before starting your day. So that's why I wanted to pick it up, just to start off my mornings the right way. And this morning I actually got the word gratitude, which is right here. And it's funny because this is where the story time comes in. I had a friend come over yesterday from Miami. So it was really exciting because it was going to snow in Colorado and he has never seen snow before. So I was really excited for him to see it and being able to experience his reaction to seeing snow for the first time was just awesome. He actually planned the trip with his friends and they all stayed in a cabin in Colorado Springs, which is like an hour from me, and it was like all the way up there in a mountain, which is pretty cool. But he took one day off just to hang out with me. So I was really grateful that I was able to see him and I wanted to make his stay the best that I could. But then the next day came, I had to take him back to the cabin. So I offered to give him a ride instead of him having to pay X amount of money for an Uber. It was snowing really, really bad. And my car does not have snow tires. So I was a little bit scared, but I was trying to drive as slow as possible. And since the ride was so long, we had time to talk and just to vibe to some music and whatnot. So I was trying to like make the ride as good as possible until we got to the mountain, which was really, really scary because it didn't have any rails. It was just like a narrow street uphill and there was cars coming down, going up, and my car, like I said, does not have snow tires. So when I drive in the snow, it's fine, depending on like how thick the snow is. But since it had just started snowing that day, it wasn't too thick for my car to get stuck. So that's why, you know, the ride over there was fine, and I wasn't too scared going uphill because there wasn't any ice. The ice is what makes cars slip and slide all over the place, and I didn't see any ice going up, but that was when we first got to the mountain. But once we got further up, that's when we saw ice, and even though we were going uphill, things started to go downhill from this point on. And I was still trying to be as positive as I could. We were only like 10 minutes away from his cabin, so I was like, you know, like I'm pretty sure it's not gonna get any worse than this, and my car hasn't slid or anything, so we should be fine. Well, I was wrong. When I was going up, out of nowhere my car just said, nope, that's it, I am not going any further, and it just swerved on me like all these men swerve on me, and it was not a good time. My anxiety was at an all-time high. He was already scared from the start. The whole ride over there, which like I said was like 1 hour, he was like, oh, slow down, you're going too fast. And I was literally going like 25 an hour. So he was already really, really scared going there. And I was just trying to make him feel comfortable the whole ride over there. So once he started to get calm is when this happened. And then at that point, I was the one like freaking out. I was trying to go forward, and like I said, it was uphill. I was trying to go forward, and out of nowhere, my car just went and it blocked both roads. I was trying to back up to be able to straighten my car again so I won't block both roads. My car just decided to like slide even more, so it was just like it slid back, which is what I kind of wanted, but it wouldn't stop. Like I kept pressing the brakes and my car would not stop. So I was like, oh my god, we're gonna fall down these mountains and we're gonna die. In my head, I was like, all right, we're dying today. Unless a miracle happens. I was so scared, you guys. And things like that happen so quickly that you can't even control it. So I just decided to stop the car there. I was blocking the road. I was, at this point, since I slid back because of the snow, it was only blocking one road, which was the cars going up, and the cars going down like that. I wasn't blocking that street anymore. So I guess that was good. That was like one street that cars could pass by. I was really helpless. He didn't know what to do. It was his first time seeing snow. Imagine that kind of experience. Like, you don't really know what to do. So I got out of the car and I was like, oh my god, I don't know what to do. And he got out and he grabbed my license plate, and he was like, I'm just gonna start scraping the floor to scrape off all of the ice. And I was like, how are you gonna do that for 4 miles? We had 4 miles left to get to his cabin, and he was on the floor trying to scrape the ice off of the road with my license plate. And I'm like, there's no way that's gonna work. Something else has to happen. I'm scared to move the car. If I go back, we fall. If I go forward, we fall. So I don't know what to do. And then out of nowhere, this guy comes in his truck and he stopped. At that point, it was snowing really, really, really bad. So the guy got out of his truck. He asked us what was wrong, and I kind of explained to him what happened. I had so much anxiety that I don't even know what I said to the guy. I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what happened. Like, my car just slid, and like I don't have 4-wheel drive tires, whatever. So the guy's like, oh, that's a problem. And I'm like, I don't want to hear that right now. Like, I really don't want to hear that right now. I know it's a problem. So the guy, thank God, was so helpful. He showed me how to drive. My car is automatic, so he told me that there's like a function on the car that's manual, which I had never done before. I knew that it was like an option, but I didn't know for what it was good for, because I've never driven stick shift before. My cars have always been automatic, so I've never used that function before. So anyways, he was like, oh, you know, since you don't have the snow tires, if you're trying to go uphill or downhill, I would say drive manual and then just leave it at 1 and try not to brake. So I was like, oh my god, thank you so much. I had no idea that would help. And then I'm like, okay, so how do we get out of here? He was gonna actually pull my car up to the cabin, but since I was just dropping him off, I was so anxious. I didn't want to go all the way up and then just to go all the way down by myself. My friend told him that I was just dropping him off, that if he could just help me move the car around so I could just go downhill the way that the guy taught me, and then that he was gonna walk up. But the guy was like, oh, I'll help you go down and I'll take you up there since I'm already going up. So I was like, oh my god, this guy is heaven sent. I was just gonna leave my car there and sleep inside of the car the whole night because I really didn't know what to do. So the guy actually drove behind me because he saw that I was so anxious that I couldn't drive down by myself. So the guy actually drove behind me until I got downhill. And then he turned around and took my friend up to his cabin. So it was just such a scary moment that I was not expecting. At a time that I was just about to give up, and having another person in my car, he's literally putting his life in my hands, and I felt so guilty for putting him through that and putting myself through that. And the fact that that guy just showed up out of nowhere and was willing to help us without even charging us anything. Or there was a lot of cars that just like passed by and didn't even stop to ask if everything was fine. Like, that guy literally got out of his car to try to help us out. When does that ever happen? It was just so crazy. I was so grateful for that man. So shout out to you, Cody. His name was Corey, not Cody. I remembered. And on top of that, he had his little daughter in his car. That's how you know that God, I don't know how to say it in English, but in Spanish it's Dios aprieta pero no te ahorca. It's like God might squeeze your neck. That's just a saying that we say in Cuba. God might squeeze your neck, but he'll never choke you out. By that saying, I guess what people mean in Cuba is that God might squeeze your neck a little bit, meaning that he'll put you through challenges and hardships in life, but he will never let go of your hand, ever. He's always going to be there when situations like this happen. Like I said, I was ready to give up, and God said, nope, this is a hard time. I know you're anxious, and I know that you can't do anything right now, but I'm going to send this angel to you and help you out. Girl, I got you. That was just a reminder that I'm not alone, that we're not alone, and that God is always watching and He's always there to help. That was one story. The other one that I'm going to tell you guys, which was with the same friend, that was this morning. He was actually going to leave today at 12 back to Miami. His friends were going to stay another day. During the night, it actually snowed a lot more, so his friends had rented a car that didn't have snow tires. I don't know why. Like, if you're gonna stay here in Colorado for like 4 days, at least rent out a car with snow tires. I don't know why they didn't, but anyways, they didn't. My friend calls me at 7 in the morning. I was slobbering, knocked out somewhere else. Like, I was just, he calls me at 7 a.m. I pick up, I'm like, oh, what happened? He's like, oh, there's an emergency. And right when he said that, I was like, what happened? Oh my God, are you okay? I got so scared. You don't call somebody at 7 in the morning telling them that there's an emergency. When that happened yesterday, my anxiety was still a little bit messing with me. So I just instantly woke up completely. Usually it takes me like about 10 to 20 minutes to fully wake up. But once he said that, I was just like, oh my God, what happened? He tells me that his friends can't take him to the airport because of all of the snow that fell during the night, and the rental car didn't have snow tires, so there was no way that they could go downhill like that, especially after our experience the day prior. So I told him, oh, why don't you get an Uber? And he checked to see how much an Uber was, and it was like $175 to go pick him up. I guess since it is uphill, it's, especially when it's snowing, everything's a lot more expensive. Like any services, Uber Eats, Instacart, all of that, it's gonna be more expensive because people are putting their life at risk with the snow. It's really hard to drive in the snow. I was like, why don't you just start walking down with your luggage and everything, start walking downhill and try to wave down any car that's going down. Besides the Uber, that's honestly the only thing that I could have thought of. So he did that, and he said that 5 cars just drove by him and didn't stop until one car actually stopped for him and asked him if he needed help or he needed a ride, and gave him a ride down to Walmart. He walked from Walmart to a McDonald's that was nearby, and then he asked one of the workers, not knowing that the worker that he was speaking to was the manager of that McDonald's, if anybody could give him a ride to the airport because he was going to miss his flight. And the manager was like, oh, I actually live by the airport, so I could give you a ride over there, and I'm off my shift like right now. If you want, we can go right now. So like, how lucky do you have to get for something like that to happen to you? And he told me that those 2 men that helped him, he actually spoke to them in the car, got to know them a little bit, and they both had such amazing stories, and that he was just so grateful of meeting those men and actually building a relationship with those men. So I was like, wow, that's how you know that God is real, because things like that don't just happen every single day. They really don't. You don't get that lucky every day. So I feel like little things like that, well, to us they were big things, but to whoever is listening, it might be just something simple, little. So just being grateful of those little things is what matters in the world. Being grateful every single day for even waking up and having air in your lungs is just amazing. Being appreciative and grateful of those little things that happen to you is what matters. So yeah, that was just my little story time, and it spoke to me this morning when I read gratitude. I was like, whoa, all this happened to us yesterday and today, and we just need to sit down and be grateful real quick. Just pray to God and say thank you real quick for letting us experience those hardships and getting us out of them too. So yes, if you're seeing this today, make sure to stop real quick and say thank you to God or to whoever you believe in. Be grateful for being alive, having air in your lungs. And yeah, if you guys actually want to hear the stories of the 2 men, let me know, and maybe, just maybe, I can get my friend to tell you guys if he's down for it. I don't know. But that's only if you guys want to actually hear the stories of the men, which is really amazing. They both have really cool stories, so let me know down in the comments or message me on Instagram, and I'll try to convince my friend to come on here with me and tell you guys. So with that being said, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and peace. Excuse me. Peace out.